9 of them to be exact.
It's the Bears and the Vikings, and it's coming up next on Madden Football.
Now we find ourselves at the stadium that played host to Super Bowl 52, the wondrous U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Today we've got a good Week 5 matchup in store here between the Chicago Bears and the Minnesota Vikings. Again, everyone, Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you look at this Vikings ball club. It's been a lost first month of the season, that's for sure, as they come in with an 0-4 record.
And the window's not shut on them, though. They still have a chance to make something out of this season, but it has to start right now.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Bears, we're in October now, so everybody should be coming into form, shouldn't they?
They really should, and what you have now is a full routine established about what you want to get done and full focus on the season.
The first quarter of the season already in the rear-view mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Chicago's offense running out, and something they hope to see for years and years to come. Second-year pro Justin Fields leading the way.
Justin Fields endured some literal growing pains his rookie season, taking hits and being forced to run for it behind a porous offensive line. But he also had moments where he showed his upside as a franchise quarterback. He did win 2 of his first 3 starts and had a 100-yard rushing game against San Francisco in Week 8. Several offseason changes in Chicago should help get Fields some help in year 2.
Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage. And this, it's certainly something to watch out for. He is not afraid to call his own number on plays like that, and here he takes it for good yardage.
And we know this defense prepared all week for this, but sometimes when you see it in person, it's a whole different ball game, and all that preparation, it goes right out the window.
And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40. 15 more yards there, and quickly another first down.
That's a very nice game there. A confidence-building run. Love the execution up front, and the way he pressed the hole, absolutely perfect.
On first down, Fields. And this is taken in by Darnell Mooney. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. Pretty solid opening drive here, Charles. They've worked in the run game, the pass game, just steadily getting yards, and now they've got it inside the red zone here with an opportunity.
And the only thing they don't have so far is points. With the way that they're moving the ball now, that shouldn't take much longer. And they've established a great balance so far. Running, passing, doing what they want on offense.
And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again. I'll tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react, even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL. They're still a little bit in disbelief.
And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. David Montgomery with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Bears will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Santos with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Taking it about the 1. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. Leading them out, the 3rd-year player from Oklahoma by way of Alabama, Jalen Hurts.
I loved our discussion this week. You know, we had our weekly phone call to talk about our game coming up. And we had to reflect on the fact that he won the NFC Offensive Player of the Week award last week, yet his team lost. You don't see that very often.
No, I know a lot of people dislike that, but when you look at the numbers across the conference from last week, he was clearly the best. So I say the award goes to him, and it did.
Yeah, I agree with you totally. He was so good, they just couldn't ignore him.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Hurts sets up to throw it. Sliding out of the pocket. And this nearly an interception right off the bat. An early crisis averted as that winds up incomplete. The Vikings in a disappointing 0-4 through the first month of the year. It's been really a lost first month of the season, that's for sure.
And they still believe they have potential. They still believe they're a good team. But they have to absolutely start showing it right now. 0 for 4? That doesn't even sound right to them. But let's face it, you are what your record says you are until you break out of it.
First carry for Raheem Mostert. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9.
Okay, didn't break that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge, and that's probably exactly what he's telling them in the huddle right now.
The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for 3rd down. Back to the ground, this time Cook. And he gets it down to the 48, enough for the first. During that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Cook now off the read option. And he'll be taken down right around the 41-yard line.
Holding offense.
So they cite the right guard this time with a holding penalty.
And so many different assignments you could have at that position, and sometimes you might just be a step too late and have to grab and hold on.
18 ready.
Hurts. To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. It's a 14-yard pickup, but it'll still be 2nd down. Give to Cook out of the gun. On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the 1st down. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
That's a play to take note of there for the defense, I think, in the future. If you're going to try and block him, maybe you get a guard to help double team him and try and steer him out of the play. They should have done it on that snap.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Throwing is Hurts. And complete right side to Cook. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Here's Hurts to throw. And that will be incomplete.
Cartwright came into this game eager to see how they would hold up in man coverage. And on that play, they held up quite well.
Here's Greg Joseph now to try the field goal. From the right hash, this from 45 yards away. The kick by Joseph is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So both teams come away with points on their opening drives. Now they still trail. They answered the touchdown with a field goal, but at least able to break that goose egg here early.
And that is what's important, right? Because they didn't let that initial touchdown go unanswered. Took the ball themselves, moved it downfield, and put it through the...
Now a hit and a loose football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. And careless with a football there on the kick return.
And one thing I love about going to practices is trying to get around coaches and hear their catch
phases and what they really emphasize. We haven't been to a single one yet this year where a guy fielding a kick, you don't hear, tuck it away, tuck it away, tuck it away. And this time, they turned it over.
Ball security eluded him.
Mustang 19.
But first down, Hurts. And he's got this to Jefferson. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. Well, there's a new man here under center. What do you think they saw to acquire him, Charles?
I think they went back to their old scouting reports because those never go away. And I think that they liked him when he was coming out of school. Didn't have the opportunity to get him. But now with this opportunity, they think they can get him back to his former level.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
From the 5, 2nd and 4. Here's Cook again. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings have taken the lead. Joseph connects on the extra point. And the lead is now 10-7. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it's capped off by the touchdown run coming from Dalvin Cook. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. From his end zone is Byron Pringle. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. And as the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we...
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. It's Cameron Dantzler who picks it. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
On 1st and 10, here's Mon. And he rifles one incomplete.
That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
On 2nd down, Cook. And some room to maneuver. 69 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating him up here in the first quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's out...
He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. Blowing that play up, Roquan Smith as he gets the sack.
It's interesting, partner, that most defenses try and guard the 35-yard line actively because they think the way kickers are nowadays, about a 52-yard field goal, they're kind of giving up points. But you get even deeper into territory, you get into the red zone, they're going to guard it even more, which means more pressure, more blitzing.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
A partner guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
They already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. The Bears offense now heading back out onto the field. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
You got a young quarterback. Maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that, because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this one. Had a wide open target, but didn't have the proper footwork to increase his accuracy.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him, because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to...
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. It's Cameron Dantzler who picks it. And the Bears are going to get possession of the football as time will run out on this first quarter of play. So the holding call on the offense, so they go ahead and decline that one and take possession of the football on the INT.
Ready, break.
Getting the ball is Cook. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And this is picked up by the Bears. There he goes, right side. And they will finally stop him, but a great return. Gets that football all the way down to the 16-yard line. And looky there, Charles, just acquired, already making an impact on the defensive side of the football.
Maybe not a superstar, but he does a few things well, and I think they'll emphasize that in his new role with this team.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up 1st and goal. It looked like almost a miscommunication defensively, because once he decided to keep it, he had pretty smooth sailing.
Yeah, it became a question of, wait a minute, who's got the quarterback?
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. David Montgomery with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Bears strike quickly here to tie up the ball game. Santos able to tack on the extra point. And with it, his guys take the lead here by a point. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Nwangu now from his end zone. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. And you see Dalvin Cook and the offense heading back out. Whatever he was doing in September, they're hoping that that carries over now to October, because he was sensational last month.
He absolutely was, and we all know where it started. At the end of last season, right? All the offseason preparation, the weight workouts, the sprints, right? The vision that he had, what he was going to do this season. And, of course, it all came together with the rest of the team. Those big fellas up front, leverage, and, boy, are they getting downfield creating extra blocks for them.
They really are. Everyone's been doing their job so far to create those holes. On 2nd down and 4. Mond. Open man. That's Noah Fant, the tight end. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
Good, strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get...
they're taking advantage of it.
Cook up the gut. And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Back to throw. That's caught over the middle by Fant. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
They made a nice effort to stick him in a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
From the 35 on 2nd down. Hurts, left side here, that's the tight end Fant. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 23. 12 yards there as they move the chains. They'll throw on 1st down with Hurts. This is caught. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Here we go.
Cook trying to get to the goal line, but he's going to be stopped just short at the 1. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
Dalvin Cook so good in the open field, but he's equally good down here near the goal line. He can find those seams and just push his way through. So he might get another chance or two to punch this one in.
2nd and goal from the 1. Again, it's Cook. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Vikings have retaken the lead. Joseph connects on the extra point, and that'll make this a 6-point game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. Coming up in prime time here in Week 5, a couple of division rivalries on the docket, beginning tonight in the AFC North with the Bengals and Ravens from Baltimore at 8:20 Eastern. Then tomorrow, Monday Night Football, Raiders and Chiefs from Arrowhead in the AFC West. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll keep pounding here with Montgomery. Oh, he put it on the carpet, a fumble. And the Vikings pick up the football. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line.
You remember in preseason when we were going to the different training camps and visiting teams, and we always would see the running backs working out and going through those gauntlet drills.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right.
Review the play. Ruling on the field is reversed.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Fields on 1st down. That's complete to Mooney. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
Chicago trusted Darnell Mooney to step up and be their top wide receiver, and he gave them a 1,000-yard season in return. We're certainly hoping that the third-year wideout can form a lasting connection with second-year quarterback Justin Fields. Looks like that connection is starting to pay off, this time for a first down.
And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Danielle Hunter in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. An extra defensive back in the game now here for 3rd and 4. Now Fields. So that's complete to Sanders. That is brought down short. 2 yards there, needed 4. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Running for it, Montgomery. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. So they get the conversion on 4th, and now from the 25, they operate with a 1st and 10. Meanwhile, Fields' throw complete here to Kmet. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Fields now to throw. And it's caught. Touchdown, Bears. Cole Kmet, his first touchdown on the year. And the Bears are an extra point away now from moving out in front. Santos with the extra point, and that will give him the lead here as we get on towards halftime. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Fields it right around the goal line. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The Vikings going to take over now late in this first half. And with a little under a minute to play, they may be looking to pick up some yardage here, maybe try and come up with a field goal to seize the lead before intermission. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And it went right down at about the 26-yard line. Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They went zooming past that number there. So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. They'll run with Cook. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. He'll drop to throw. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Noah Fant in the final seconds of the first half. And the Vikings have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. Joseph connects on the extra point, and that'll make this a 6-point game. So just 8 ticks remaining here in the first half as they'll kick this one away. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together. And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. A final shot before the break. Fields. That's complete right side to Kmet. And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. So we've reached half. Message received here. No need to wait. We're going to skip halftime and get right back to the action. Here comes the third quarter. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. So here are the Vikings to take over. They've dropped 4 straight games coming into this one, remember, but they have the lead here. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's going to find Jefferson open downfield. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A big play on the catch and run, covering 34 yards. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. They're going to look to throw. Rolling to his left. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
I'm not quite sure what he thought he saw there, but the reality was certainly a much different picture than what he anticipated. And give credit to the defense. They were down on the flash when he broke out of there, and they forced him out with almost nothing to show for his efforts.
They go play action with Hurts. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And now we've got a 3rd down and 3.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, did a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They go back to the ground, this time Mostert. Now he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
From the 31, Hurts. Middle of the field to Jefferson. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
And Cook was fighting for it, but I don't think he got there. They'll be marked inches short. No gain on the play, and that's going to lead them to 4th down. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And he's going to pick up the Vikings 1st down as he pushes forward for a couple on 4th and inches. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th. So this offense able to convert on 4th, and now a fresh set of downs here, 1st and 10. They'll roll him out right, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Robert Quinn in there for sack number 85 of his great career, moving him past Hall of Famer Howie Long on the all-time list. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. The throw over the middle taken in. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
19 tight, 19 tight.
Hurts sets up to throw it. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
No coverage bust by the defense here. They did a nice job accounting for everybody, and that led to an incompletion.
Joseph's got it. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. All things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the third quarter. So here are the Bears now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. Now their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
Well, we've seen him escape similar situations earlier in the game and get away from pretty good yardage, and that time they get him down.
Yeah, they've had enough evidence that he can get away and run for good yardage, haven't they? That time it felt like, okay, enough of this. Let's play it the right way and get him on the ground before he does any damage.
And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 75 yards receiving for him now. It's a first down.
Nice idea, nice concept there. Line him up on the left side of the formation, let him sneak his way across, coming back underneath, put it in his hands, let him get a few more yards after the catch, too.
Great way to utilize a tight end on the drag route. They run on first down as they get about 3. 2nd and 7 forthcoming. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Back to throw. Fields. And Sanders has got it. Complete.
Fields pass. Complete to Emmanuel Sanders.
2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. To throw is Fields. And that one off the mark behind him. Incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
Glad to have you with us from Minneapolis. Third quarter here, 2nd and 10. Here's Fields. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground. Here comes the 7th play now of this drive as this is 3rd and 10. Fields. Oh, going for Sanders downfield. And that will be incomplete. Oh, he left that one in a bad spot, but fortunately it's just an incompletion and not picked to bring up 4th down. O'Donnell, he's on to punt as he gets this one away. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. Dalvin Cook taking the field for the Vikings' next possession. He is hoping to find the end zone for a 3rd time, and we sit now in the 3rd quarter.
And nothing would excite him more, but I think even more so, his offensive line. Anytime you've got a guy scoring that many times, that means you've done a really nice job in front of him.
You're always giving props to the big fellas up front.
It's always a good idea. Those are some massive men.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Off off the play fake. Here's Hurts. This one finds Wilson downfield. Touchdown, Vikings! Albert Wilson, 72 yards. And the Vikings are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Cook, they'll try and run it. And he will get into the end zone, but there is a flag down. This one may be coming back. That time the right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now, depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, you can't hold him.
Kevin O'Connell choosing to lead his guys out there, and they'll go for 2. Hurts will throw. And this is going to be caught. And how about that? Even after snapping it from back there, they still convert for the 2 points. And the penalty takes them all the way back to the 12. You don't see many 2-point conversions that go in from the 12, do you?
No, you really don't, but in a strange way, it actually opens up the field a little bit, maybe expands what you can call on offense, and they took advantage of it.
And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Now it's Fields. Oh, Fields is intercepted for a 3rd time. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I have zero rooting interest in either team in this game. I only want a good game. But with all the offense we've seen from them tonight, it's kind of nice to see the defense step up and make a big play.
Yeah, I was wondering if they were ever going to get him in the backfield. Nice to see him get a stop. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. The turnover put them in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Hurts. Got an open man finding Jefferson. And he will have the Vikings 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Hurts. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
When you run into slant, timing is everything. And against that man coverage, there was no space available. And incompletion as a result.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Now a give running right, it's Cook. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
In my book, that's running the ball well, but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the 3rd quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the 2nd half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Vikings will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Joseph connects on the extra point. And the lead is now 24. That time a 6-play drive. And it's capped off by the touchdown run coming from Dalvin Cook. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. The Chicago offense set to get started. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Here's Fields. Fields hit, and the ball is loose. Three-quarters in the books. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. After the sack, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile. Now a pass dumped off to his running back. And I think the ball's out, and the Vikings pick up the football.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. But first down, Hurts. He'll buy some time right. And he's got this to Jefferson. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. 23 yards, the final tally. Play action. Here's Hurts. Steps away. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. A loss of 3 on the sack made by multiple defenders. And it's never good to take a sack. You really don't want to take one down here in this part of the field, down near the red zone.
Not at all, because you're already pretty much assured of a field goal. If you take a big sack, it could push you out of range, and that's why defenses get a little more aggressive in this situation. They're almost conceding the 3 points. They want to push you back and try and take you out of that.
The offense on 3rd down, they're hitting at 60%, 6 out of 10 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Here's Hurts to throw. And it's caught in the end zone for the Viking touchdown by Justin Jefferson. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Vikings have sewn this one up as they add to their lead here in the 4th. Joseph connects on the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. It's Chris Harris with a pick. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Throwing is Hurts. Open man, he's got Jefferson across the formation. Touchdown! Justin Jefferson, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Vikings continue to hold on here in the fourth. Joseph connects on the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. The Bears offense out there set and ready to go. This one certainly has not gone according to script. You would have thought on paper that this offense would have its way here, but they certainly have not, and they trail big. After this, it figures to be a quiet trip home. Now Fields, and his throw is incomplete. Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. A shotgun snap. Fields forced out to his left. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Fields. His throw is going to be incomplete.
That incompletion brings us one step closer to the end of this one. Maybe merciful, partner. And let's face it, though, no surprise, they're still flinging it around. They have pride, too.
And Fields going to have the 1st down before sliding to a halt to avoid the contact. Here's Pat O'Donnell now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. So this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out with this one. But the way this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
On 2nd down, Mostert. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 12 yards there, 1st down Vikings. And this is a guy who's going to get some carries going forward. Picked up as a free agent just this past week.
How about fresh legs, right? We always talk about bringing a guy in, provides that spark, and maybe a little bit of extra energy.
They'll throw on 1st down with Hurts. Throw left side, taken in by Jefferson. And he's tackled at the 38, but they doubled their yardage. The play started at the 19, and they gained 19.
There's a beautiful throw there, and he's been sensational the entire game, moving it around, spreading it, hitting the right guys. And look, under normal situations, partner, I would expect him to come out of the game now. They've got it in hand. But you and I have been around this league a long time, and every time we ask head coaches about it, hey, why don't you take your quarterback out when the game's in hand? They just kind of give us that look like that's what he's paid to do. So it's a very unusual situation. I want him out. They tend to leave him in.
46 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times. Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And then when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Noah Fant with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Vikings extend their lead yet again. And you wonder now if he might be able to remove the helmet, put on the baseball cap, and watch the rest of this one from the sideline. His 5th touchdown pass of the game.
Say that again. Did you say 5th touchdown pass of the game?
Yes, sir.
Boy, that's a heck of a performance, isn't it? Because they've had no answer for him at all game long. Receivers have been open constantly, and he hasn't missed a single one of them.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Fields throw complete here to Kmet. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. Fields now to throw. Now he'll escape to his right. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he's on to punt for Chicago. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and we have reached the 2-minute warning. The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. They've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the 4th quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last 2 drives.
Certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided, as you noted. So they can continue to play loose, break out some other concepts, maybe run a few trick plays, get other people involved. Heck, even go deep on one of these first snaps just because they can.
Shifts by him. 17 yards, 1st down, Vikings.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice gain.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And oh, that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete. Running the counter with Mostert. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. When this offense gathers to watch the tape, they're going to like a lot of what they saw. They put up big numbers, but they might fast forward through that last play.
Oh, there won't be any fast forwarding, partner. I've sat in those sessions before. You end up spending more time on the bad plays than you do on the good ones. It's just the nature of coaches. But I know sitting in that room, when you've had a big game, the night that they've had, you don't want to hear that. You just want to focus on the good stuff.
99 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was truly playing at an elite level in this contest.
Partner, this game was over a long time ago, and you noticed they did not want to slow down anything. Absolutely dream scenario for everyone on that offense, and they took advantage of every second. Guaranteed popcorn for everyone in their film session.
So for Minnesota, it took a while, but they finally get that first win after 4 straight losses. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Miami Dolphins. Meanwhile, for the Bears, they drop below 500 to 2-3 with a loss.
And they will be back home next week for a date with Washington.